Nice. Webcam. Microphone. Okay. There we go. So I did the reason that you couldn't hear me, and thank you very much, Hugh, like 3 other people tuned in and then they left and didn't say anything. So, dude, I appreciate that. People who get on live streams when there's technical difficulties and don't say anything. Oh, and then it went to, let's see. Oh, no. Okay. I did an update on, yeah, thanks, man. Dude, I appreciate you saying that. I just did an update on OBS. They have a new update, apparently, and so it arbitrarily has to do something to change your settings, your audio settings, or deactivate a device or something like that. It just can't be they can't do an update on free software and mess with your system. That's just the rule of the world, I think. So I'm checking out this Electromatic. So we're going to just do a basic string change and set up on this thing. So this should be a fairly quick video, and it'll be very routine for my normal setup on a guitar and clean up and all that stuff. This thing is fairly new guitar, but look at that thing. It's gorgeous. Beautiful guitar. Happy Monday, Hugh. I hope you're doing good. It was great to see you last night. Hopefully you got some rest. You were up late, brother. You're always up late, though, man. That's awesome about you. It's interesting how late how late you have to stay up. And had a really nice long talk with, just as a personal note, I had a long talk with Texas Jackdaw last night. We had a great meeting on what was it, the Messenger app, and we talked a lot about the 11th floor. Cat woke you up early today. Nice. Man, you know, good old Fred, boy, he was pissed at me last night because he's on a diet. You know, he was getting a little heavy, and I can't have that. Boy, he was upset last night because I didn't feed him in time. Yeah, Tim and I, we had such a great talk last night, and we're both pulling our hair out trying to get him to be able to get his audio into Jamland properly. And boy, we have tried. And he's using some equipment that I have basically had to step away from trying to help because I don't know the equipment and I don't know Macintosh computers well enough. And I've said it many times, I am not anti-Macintosh. I am not universal UAD equipment or Apollo or any of that stuff. I am not anti that stuff. They make some great equipment. But boy, to try and do what we're doing with our cheap Scarlett interfaces and cheap Windows machines is pretty incredible versus what we're able to accomplish. I think the UA stuff will do it, but I don't know. So man, it's frustrating though, because we got together online the other night. If anybody was there, it was tragic because he was playing and you could just see him. It sounded excellent to him, but to everybody watching on YouTube, it was horrid. The sound, his audio was just terrible. So we're doing our best to get that guy because I really want to play with him. He is such a fantastic guitar player. Yeah, so we have myself and one of the directors and producers of the Jamland show are really working hard to figure out how to make his equipment work. Let me clean my camera in the way that our stuff is working on Windows machines. And it ain't an easy, hang on, I gotta fix my camera there. It's not an easy prospect, but we'll get it. We'll figure it out. However, also, I want to say this. If, at least in the US right now, and this is a major deal, a Scarlett 4i4 audio interface that allows you 4 individual analog guitar inputs, microphone or guitar. 2 of them are 1/4-inch instrument inputs. Those things are $179.99. on at Sweetwater right now. Now, I have absolutely no need for another audio interface at this point in my life. However, I saw that yesterday. They are not advertising that. So, if you happen to see this stream and it's within a day or two of the release of this stream, go buy one. They're $179.99, which is very similar to the 2i2. But let me just also share this because of my Jamland, then we'll get to work on this guitar. Because of my Jamland, which allows me to get online with multiple other guitar players and actually play solos and trade 4s, trade 8s. They get to take a solo, I can take a solo, we can all play to the same backing track, and everything works so well. The Scarlett 4i4, to my knowledge, is probably the most affordable way to be able to get onto a Jamland and be able to play with other people and have your own headphone mix and not have any echo in StreamYard if you're using StreamYard or on YouTube. So if you see this or hear this, please go get one of those, because I'm shocked that they can sell those that cheap. That's incredible. So there you go, Sweetwater. Look up a Scarlett 4i4 on Sweetwater. All right, let's take the strings off of this thing, get them on here right. And first thing I'm going to do is show you what the strings have been, how the strings have been put on this instrument. You can see that they're wrapped around there less than once, almost as if they are somebody thought they are a locking machine head. So we're just going to get rid of these strings and we're going to put a new set on here. I don't do any setups on guitars without using a new set of strings. And I have seen this method of changing strings, but these guys have loops and they're not taut. And I'm guessing, I wonder if I pull on this. Yeah, I can see that it's tightening up that. So I understand this method of changing strings, but I don't do it. Not a fan. If the next time he puts strings on this, if he wants them put on like that, we'll let him do that. And the young man who owns this guitar, he's a really cool dude, and he's learning to play and been playing for a while. So we'll just leave it at that. Yeah, and I have again, I'll say it again. I am not anti-Mac. If it works for you, by all means do it. But here's the other thing. Oh, and also this output jack is really loose, I noticed when I plugged it in this morning. So we'll take care of that here also today. Just check what's going on. So we're going to get these strings off of here and do our normal, we're going to clean the fingerboard and probably polish the frets on this one. Hold on to that. Just to do our normal cleanup, which I do on almost every stream. If you've been here much, you've seen this 1,000 times. And you know, again, I'm not a big fan of this stringing method, but you know, I don't see it very often. This is the second person who I've seen put strings on a guitar like this, and it's all fine and dandy. It's awesome. You know, you can see I'd already have all these strings off of here if it was strung up using my method. But if you're at a gig and it's a dark nightclub and you can't see real well and you don't have tools with you, and you break a string, again, this is why I believe that the method that I use in putting strings on guitars is superior to just about any other method. You know, if you broke your G string, you're going to be backstage or off to the side of the stage while your band's still playing, trying to get this string off of here. And you won't have tools with you, probably. So there you go. I just not a fan of doing it any way different than what I do. But I don't know. When I played this guitar initially, it seemed like it wouldn't stay in tune real well. So let's see if I can get this one. Yeah, okay, I got them off of there. Not too bad, but I don't know. Not a big fan of that method, but it's cool. You can do it however you want. All right. Let's see. All right, so we got that now. Also, up here on the truss rod cover, which we're going to take off of here right now, because I'm going to check the straightness of the neck. We're going to start with a flat, straight neck. Go. Coming off of here pretty well. Hopefully my camera guy's sleeping on the job again. Man, we had a fun time last night with Boltonator jamming. It was really cool. It was fun to get to see him get to play a little bit, and we got to cut heads a little bit together. The condom is still on the truss rod cover, so I'll remove the condom on this one. There we go. So now that's gone. Okay, now the thing's gonna look sweet. Okay, let's check our truss rod. See how straight or crooked our neck is. I don't know what the neck scale on this one is. Probably a Gibson. Let's see. This is a 24 3/4 inch scale neck. That thing, I don't have to touch a thing. That neck is perfectly flat. That's great. Almost, I'd be questioning whether or not I set this guitar up last time. I'm joking. All right, so let's clean this thing. Now that we got all the strings off it, we can get at it. Now, here's another thing that I'm not really a fan of, and I'm only going to be a little bit critical of the Gretsch's design, but you'll notice, how am I supposed to adjust this pickup? How I have to take the pick guard off of the guitar. All right. I really should call him and ask him if he wants me to take the pick guard off and leave it off. I should have asked that question when he was here. That is a subject of great debate, as a lot of things are in the guitar world. Some guys really love them. Some guys don't like having a pick guard on their guitars. But with this one, with the pick guard on there, if you have an emergency, you got to take the pick guard off before you can adjust it. So, kind of a little, just a little thing. It's no big deal, but it's a little thing. And it's not like you got to adjust your pickups very often, or should you very often, but you should check it, because it can affect the sound of your instrument. So it should be easy. They should be easy to get at, is what I like to say. Especially on a brand new guitar like this. I'm just getting off little, wiping off little mess like spots and things. Probably my boy drooling on his guitar. That's probably what's happening. Oh, you got to play live the other night, Hugh. That's awesome. Good for you. How did it go? I mean, of course you played really well. We still in town here, I think every other week they're having an open mic, and I haven't been able to attend recently. So, and they don't really have a band that plays in there necessarily, so finding other people to jam with at that jam it's not really a jam, I guess. You can go up there and kind of play solo, or show up with your buddy who you know plays and try and play along with a backing track or something, or just perform a solo folk blues song, something like that, you know. Everybody does that. All right, that's nice and clean. Let me check the headstock here. We've got some mess on the headstock up here that we're going to get rid of. And while I'm up here in this neck of the woods, no pun intended, I can see some problems. And this is something, every time you put new strings on your guitar, you've heard me say this 1,000 times. Well, not 1,000, but a bunch of times. Tighten these up. If you have nuts on here, these are loose, very loose. And what you can achieve by having those loose, what you will achieve is, if you're recording, it'll rattle, right? something that not a lot of people think of, and it's amazing. I have to be honest, I have heard recordings from people who have a rattle in their guitar, and it's probably due to this. What's happening, my friend?
Not much. He's just busy up there. Just waiting.
Okay. Cool. This one was really loose. All right? So that was probably rattling while I was playing the instrument. So remember to do that when you put strings on your guitar. All right? Cool. I had a young lady bring her Martin. It's one of the newer, it's a newer Martin, one of the ones that's made with laminate. The back and sides are that laminate. Looks like a countertop material. She brought that in. I gave her a string changing instructional lesson, I suppose. Yeah, that was kind of cool. Excellent. That's cool, man. Had a blast. Excellent. I miss doing that, but we just don't have an element here in our community that has like guys that are terribly willing to go to an open mic, because you know all the musicians here are the best in the world, and you know, get to jam with actual people is really tough, man. I miss those days. You're lucky, Hugh, to get to have and go to sit in with a blues band like that. That is so cool. Make sure my camera's pointed the right direction here. I'm just giving the frets a little polish. This shouldn't take too long. I'm hoping to be done with this in an hour. And I spent about 10 minutes talking for the beginning of it, so we'll kind of knock that off the time frame. But I'm hoping to have the string action, everything set up on this thing in about an hour, because it really doesn't need a bunch of attention. There's not anything really wrong with this guitar. It didn't come in for necessarily a specific problem, so we're just going to make certain that everything is up to specs, and not just my specs. We'll make her play, and we're getting still, even with the frets looking that clean, we're still getting a bunch of guck off of them. So this is a worthwhile little prospect. It'll look really nice when he comes in and gets it. And the shine on these doesn't last terribly long, unless every time you're done playing you wipe the strings off with a rag, which is a really good idea. It'll help save your strings and keep them sounding nice and bright for longer than if you don't wipe them off. That's been my experience. I don't sweat a lot when I play, so my guitars stay fairly clean. All right. All right, there's that. Look at those frets shiny. I love that. Awesome. I have to say thank you to my sponsors and my channel. You guys have been awesome, and I really appreciate it. And things are moving forward with all of the great stuff that I have planned for the future of the channel. And this is kind of where my channel began, and we move on to doing what I feel are bigger and better things. All right, let's clean the fingerboard real quick. We'll get the old toothbrush out and cleaner. Classic. I've done this every single time I work on a guitar, pretty much. Unless somebody says, no, don't clean my neck, which doesn't happen very often. There's my toothbrush. Somebody may have seen me cleaning nicotine stains or tar stains off of a couple guitars recently, and somebody asked me about using engine degreaser on a guitar. I don't know, I'd have to look at the chemicals that are used in that. I don't think engine degreaser will damage paint because a lot of engines are painted. The old Ford blue, and I think Chevy uses orange, or maybe that's Mopar or something like that. But so I don't think the degreaser would damage an instrument. I just haven't used it yet. So those who have asked me about that, I don't know if I'll even try that, just because I don't want to damage an instrument that I know I can get clean using oven cleaner that I have found does not damage the finish on an instrument. So that is my story, and I'm sticking to it. One of these days I'll have a $20 guitar come in that I can shoot some engine degreaser on. Not to mention, engine degreaser is really pretty expensive stuff. Oven cleaner isn't cheap, but it ain't as much as an engine degreaser. And I know that oven cleaner will get the tar and nicotine stains off of an instrument. Okay, so now I know that I'm gonna have to remove this pick guard, I know I'm gonna have to remove the pick guard before I'm done with this one. And I noticed that some of my simple green has gotten under the pick guard, and I don't want to stain anything or leave any marks. So I'm going to pull the pick guard off of this right now, and because I'm going to have to adjust the pickups height, I guess. So we'll get this off of here, and there we go. And we can clean underneath the pick guard. Amazing. Now we can adjust the pickup height. Gretsch, take note. You might want to, all they'd have to do is like just cut these out, so rather than covering this, it goes to the outer edge of that. What are those called? Not grommet, whatever those are called. You know what I'm talking about. My brain's not working. Fret work on this guitar is really nice. I'm not feeling anything pokey or cheese grater frets, so that's a good thing. All right. I know you can't see what I'm doing up there. I'm just cleaning, keeping stuff clean. Make sure this thing is nice and shiny for my boy. Look at that. Gorgeous guitar. I might be getting a new guitar. Yes, I said it. I might actually buy a new guitar. Something on that. I don't need a new guitar, but I might buy one. Hey Bolt, man, welcome, man. I hope you're doing well today. Hopefully you got some rest. I think we kept you up kind of late last night. All right. All right, so we're pretty, let me get this. I know that you know, my camera is probably not showing the little smudges and things that are in the finish, but I can see them with my eyes, so I'm just doing my best to keep this baby. Anytime I touch it, it gets a little smudge on it. The oil from your skin does that. You know. All right, let's see. That's all clean. That's all good, looking good, looking good. That's looking good. Okay, let's oil the fingerboard. And there is one little thing going on right there on the neck. I just want to see. There's one little spot on this fingerboard where it almost looks like some glue smeared. And it did. Whatever glue they used to glue this binding on left a little smudge on here, and I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but I'll try and show you what I'm cleaning off. And this is the tiniest stuff. I don't know if you, I don't know if you can see this shiny spot right here, but with my rounded scalpel, I can get rid of that so that it doesn't have that little flaw in it. Now this is something that the owner would never know that I did, nor does it have any impact on the playability of this guitar or the setup, but I don't like leaving it on there. If it was my guitar, I'd want it off of there. So these tiny little things we do. Are your fingers sore today, Bolt? I hope so. They should be. You played your ass off last night. That was fun. And it was so easy to get you going on that. You know, it took a little bit of doing. And I don't know if I told you, but I did buy one of those audio interfaces, brother. So that 4i4, I didn't realize that the 2i2, when I told you to buy that, didn't have the ability that it should have or could have. So that 4i4 will absolutely do everything that the 2i2 doesn't. And that part of it is not terribly important. It's not going to, well, it would change a lot in your ability to set your sound up at home, and give us the ability to adjust your volume if there is any problem on there. With just two of us playing together, that made that prospect a whole pretty simple. So, you know, it wasn't necessarily important that that you had your individual headphone mix, but you can get 3 or 4 people going on there, and we need to make sure everybody's at the same volume. And you know, the other thing is that given that I'm kind of the host and I'm playing all the backing tracks, I can't adjust the volume of the tracks simply because I want to be consistent. And I've gone through and made sure that all of my backing tracks are so darn close to the same volume that if I alter any of that, it can really mess up the stream in the future. So I've kind of left mine where it is, and I have to ask other people, you know, if you're like, I can't hear the backing track, it would be really, it's really awesome where like guys like Crangis and Richard, I don't even know if Justin can do it, but Mark, all these guys, they can take the backing track and turn it up in their audio interface. So that's the one thing, advantage that you would have in getting one of those 4i4s. And damn it, I wish I had known, oops, I can't put that on there yet. I wish I had known that 2i2 had that limitation, man. Hi, Charlie, good morning. Okay, excellent. Well, I'll just keep talking. And hopefully this is good therapeutic for you. We're going to use a set of 9 to 42s. There's nothing else on here. I've already checked the electronics. Everything is working. So let's put some strings back on this. And again, I want to try and get this thing done in about an hour. Which, if I shut up and just stay busy, I probably could. I think I might run a little over my hour time limit on this. And here's my string changing technique. 2 wraps on the wound strings, push it through, and everybody in the world should own one of these. If you don't, go buy one. They're cheap and they break really easily, but they make this part of the job, changing strings on a guitar, so much faster. All right. And with a guitar like this, with the Electromatic style bridge, when you're pulling the strings through the tailpiece on these, you want to be really careful, because believe me, ask you how I know. You can drag the ball into the string across the finish and actually scratch it. So you want to be really careful about pulling the strings through the tailpiece down here. And what I'm talking about is this. Fumbling. Doing this. You want to be real cautious. I just hold on to them until they get set in there. That's what I'm talking about. Because that ball will hit the finish and chip it or scratch it. There you go. I'm full of useless information. And sarcasm is not my strong suit. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. It looks all tidy. And if he breaks a string at a gig, he'll be able to get these strings off of here in just a moment and have a new string on it. Charlie, I hope your drive is beautiful. We are having here in excuse me, my throat's kind of clogging up. We're having some really beautiful weather here right now. Springtime is upon us here in the northeast part of our state, and the temperatures are coming up for sure. That doesn't mean it won't still snow. And but it's beautiful outside today, and last couple days have been pretty darn windy, so even though it's nice and sunny and the temperature is nice, that wind definitely cools it off a little bit. Right. And on the unwound strings I go 3 wraps. You guys have all seen me do this. All you hear. Come on. There we go. I just like doing strings like this because I've been doing it my whole life like this, and I haven't had strings break. My guitars stay in really good tune regardless of this type of guitar. Whether it's a Strat or a Les Paul or otherwise, this just works, and it's so fast. All right, we're almost done putting strings on her, and I'll stretch them out a little bit here initially, just so we can make sure she's staying in tune. 1, 2, 3 wraps. And over the top of your windings, and pull it taut, and now we have a nice, clean, tidy treble E string. Right? Look at that, beautiful. I don't know if I'm in tune or not. Let's see how close. I'm a half step off. I was pretty close on the A string. Alright, let's stretch them a little bit. And get you down here. You can see the whole Monty. Let me put you up here. How's that? Is that better? I'm not done stretching them at this point, but I just want to be able to check the neck relief and do an intonation adjustment. Without the strings just completely falling out of tune every time I touch them. Oop. Okay, that's cool. Almost done. Hugh, I can't wait to have you on and jam with us. I'll have to do it at like this time of day, I'm guessing. Make it I am not a fan of this Stark tuner. One of my students, who I need to send him a message. He got out of here with my Snark tuner that I've had for 7 years at my bench. This one is really slow. It doesn't respond very quickly, which some of them are like that, which I'm glad I ended up with it and didn't sell it to a customer, but I want my old one back. And the thing about my old one is it's got a piece of felt from a very, very old Gibson that had a Bigsby whammy bar on it, and I really want that one back. It's sentimental. Okay, so we're all stretched. Let's check our neck relief. And they left us here by ourselves. Our fearless leader is not here. He's getting a stick in the eye right now. Alright, so the neck relief is the neck on this guitar is way too flat. Way too flat. So we're gonna loosen the truss rod, and it's a 4mm. I'm gonna give it a little turn there and see what that did for us. Damn. Yeah, that's perfect. I'm gonna leave that. So one little tiny move, and that was a pretty good adjustment. The truss rod in this guitar really works well. So we got that done. Okay. Where's my neck, or my string height? Where's my string height adjuster? Where'd she go? My string height, there it is. Hey, look at that, I found it. Let's see where we're at. This is a Gibson style guitar. String action is a little bit low on this one overall. It's low on the bass side, and it's pretty darn close over there. So we're going to raise this ever so slightly. Let's get make sure this fits. Yeah, it does. All right. I'm going to raise this a little bit. Because we were having a little bit, I felt like we had a little bit of, like the strings weren't ringing freely on this guitar, which I feel like the string action was just a little bit low. So I'm bringing it up. Now we're talking. Let's see, this side, we're going to go ahead and leave that side right where it's at. We're at 4/64 on this side and 5/64 on this side. That's good. Oh. Don't come over here. I farted. Okay. All right, let's check our intonation. We got our neck relief, our string action. Last thing I'm going to do right now is the neck or the string, the intonation. Let's hope she's close. We'll hope she's close. We'll see how Gretsch does at the factory. Although I've changed some stuff, so it may be a little bit off. Who knows? Oh, and before we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and fix this little problem that it's having. We're gonna check the output jack. Let me get you pointed over here at the action. Hopefully my camera guy is keeping up. Okay. The output jack feels a little bit loose when I plug the cable in, so I want to just check to see. I'm hoping I can get this out of here. Excellent, that's good. There we go. I'm just gonna give this a little bend. Feels pretty wimpy, so that's probably why, but that should have tightened it up a little bit. If it was me, I might consider putting a new output jack in it, but it's totally not necessary at this point. That is definitely a very, whatever they put in here at the factory is a very affordable, I should say, output jack. Real wimpy metal. But I think we may have just improved it a little bit. We'll see. Let's see what this feels like now. And we'll check the intonation. Let's see. How did I do? Oh, much better. That is way better. It's still really loose, but it's way better. All right, let's check our intonation, and we're going to do this in the playing position as we should. Hello.
How's it going?
What's happening?
I need a aux like adapter thing. Like a dongle kind of thing.
Oh, for a headphone jack?
Yeah.
You want to plug a headphone into like an iPhone?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got those.
Okay.
Yeah, man, we're gonna have those. In fact, does this sit right here? No.
Yeah, I bought one like a couple weeks ago, and
yeah,
and it broke.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe how many people. I sell a lot of those. Just so you know, you're not the only one. I'll be right back. Let's do $8 for that. How's that sound? All right. Man, I'm sorry you gotta buy those. Yeah. I just don't really spend like $30 on those Bluetooth things that go into your cigarette. Yeah. I got you. All right. Let's do this. Woohoo! That was easy. That poor kid, he's bought a couple of those. They just don't last. iPhones really got people on those things. Another Apple product that just screws people. They got you by the balls, folks. I wish we were as smart as they are over in Europe. Did they, Hugh, I'm curious, and if you're still here, I would love to know, did they make iPhone change their charging port in where you live. I know you're in over in Europe. I'm gonna try not to be too. You can stay up late on Friday. Yeah, but dude, it's 4 o'clock in the morning when it's 9 o'clock here. Did they make iPhone put the same? They did. So now iPhone doesn't have their proprietary USB port on all their phones over in where you're living. Is that correct? I just want to be clear. Because see, here in the United States, we're so free that we allow companies like Apple. I don't know if iPhone and Apple are even the same company anymore. We allow them to fleece us by doing shit like that. And so currently, I think there's about four different phone charger ports on phones that are sold in the United States. And, you know, we also have uncontrolled, you know, we can sell military grade weapons to people so they can go have mass shootings. And, you know, over there, I don't think you have very many of them, but people aren't walking around with AR-15s. And I know that's a subject of great debate, but it's so foolish. Those weapons are made for nothing but killing people or defending yourself against the federal government. Go ahead and take on the federal government. I dare you. You'll be dead before you even see the helicopter that killed you, brother. So just get rid of them. Get them off the street. Okay. I have my hunting rifles. I'm not anti-gun, and nobody's ever going to take anybody's guns away. Just quit making them. Alright, so, oh, let me put this up here where you can see it. Just stop making them. God, it's fucking stupid. But, and also make phone companies make one goddamn port that works. Ooh, look at how sharp that is. Right, let's flatten that out. Ooh boy, I'm gonna run out. I don't have enough room here. I don't think. I might have to alter this. Whoa. Man, that's terrible. One thing Europe did, man, that was a smart move, and I would love it if our government would get some balls to tell companies like that. But corporations are more important than human lives here in our free country. They're free to do whatever they want. Boy, I'm not going to be able to intonate this instrument properly, even if I flip this. Even if I turn this saddle the opposite direction, there's no way I'm going to get this intonated. There's not enough room. They've placed the bridge too close to the nut. The only way I could do this properly, I believe, is to compensate the nut, which we're not going to do on this. Yeah, it's a little sharp. How's it going?
I'm trying to get all this stuff done, and I'm going to run to the bank here in about 10 minutes.
Okay, no
but
problem.
I do have a question. Would
Yes,
you
sir.
like a diet soda?
I would love a Diet Pepsi.
Okay, because I'm
You gonna
heading.
get
I'm
it?
going to stop at the gas station, get me a drink on my way.
You're my hero, man.
You want the regular size, or you want the biggie?
Oh, little guys.
Okay, perfect. I'll
Those
grab
big
you a
ones.
Diet Pepsi.
They just get warm.
Yeah. All right, so I'll wait about 10 minutes, and then I'll take off unless you're free.
I'm all right. Go
All
ahead.
right. Just,
I can see the front door from here.
all right, I'll shut that door on my way
Okay.
out.
No problem. Thanks, Stu.
All right, buddy. I'll be right back.
Wow. That guy right there is one of the best guitar players I have ever heard play. And I can say that in all confidence that he is truly one of the best guitar players I have ever heard play. And I put him up against any guitar tech anywhere in the United States to fix something. That guy is a miracle worker. So just that low E string is way sharp. I'm not quite sure why it's so different than the rest of these. Although maybe maybe Gretsch spent a little more time on the other 5 strings at the factory. And I don't know if somebody's messed with this guitar since it was built. No way I would know that. Boy. G string's a little sharp. Wheel mover. There we go. A little sharp. We'll get her. Ooh, boy, the magnets on these pickups are super strong. Just grab my screwdriver and wouldn't let me move it. Now we're a little flat. Boy, that's sensitive. Sensitive. Move it just a little bit. Come on. Wow. Interesting. This thing, man, you move these saddles at all, it really whacks the, that's good. Feels really nice. Lars, hello, man. Yeah, these are beautiful. Look at the color on this thing too, man. How you doing today, Justin? Thanks for your help last night and throughout the ages. Dude, we got getting stuff really dialed in. And here's another thing that I think, let me just say this. let me say this. Whatever you do to get that stuff working, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Whatever you do to get that stuff working, sell it. Because I think that you seriously should consider making some money off of that, because I don't think you're going to have a real easy go of it, given what I've seen. But I didn't read the manual, nor do I need to. So I hope you will. But if you get that solved, which I'm hopeful, but not confident, without maybe using some other software and things like that. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I sure hope that you can get that solved. So now we're going to move on to doing the pickup height. Let's adjust this. And I had to pull the pick guard off. Again, if I put the pick guard on here where it goes, it covers up the pickup height adjustment screws, which is really not very smart. But let's see, where are we at? So this one's way too low. We're going to have to raise this side of this pickup a little bit. And I like these duals so you can kind of tilt them a little bit if you need to. So you can get both sides. There we are. And we're going to raise this side of this one just a little bit. There we go. Now let's see. Now we're talking. And we need to raise, oh, come here, this side a little bit. Interesting how these screws are working here. There's 4. There's 4. Okay, we're looking really good here. We're good. 3, 3, all right. We're a little low and we're a little high. This one's tilted way forward. So we're a little low, so let's bring up this half of it. There we go. Now it's leveling off. That's looking more like it should. I like it. You'll notice that you got these 2 screws on this side and 1 over on this side, so they're kind of, you're able to tilt the pickup a little bit, which, okay. Gotta reinvent the wheel. There we go. That's 3. That's 3. That's a little too close. And that's a little too far away. So let's see if I can see how this one goes. How did that do it? We're getting there. Yeah, we're getting there. We're a little close right here. I'm gonna drop that just a hair. Okay, we're looking good. So I'm looking forward to getting me a new audio interface. It will likely be for sale, but because I don't need another audio unless I use it here, which I've considered doing, because I think I could really improve my sound on my live streams from the bench here. Okay, so that's all done. So let's put our pick guard back on. We're gonna do this. Here we go. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. My camera guy, he's still drinking a lot. He's a drunk. There we go. So there's that. We'll leave that screw loose. And we'll tighten this one up. And you can see the mistake that Dan Electro has made in their pick guards on this. I'm not a fan of this, what they've done here. But I mean, it's not the world's most expensive guitar, but you know, you could leave this the way it is right here, which looks pretty good, but just cut the pick guard wide enough that a guy can cut it out here, you know, so cut it, you know, like that, so that you can get at the pick guard, because you got half of this ring that's beautiful, but you can't even see it. All right, so I think I'm going to check my neck relief one more time, pull the the cable out of there. All right. Yeah, let's check our neck relief. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's perfect. I'm gonna leave it. Yeah, let's put our truss rod cover. I think I'm taking a little longer than an hour. Doggone it. I might be. Have I gone over? I don't know. But we got our condom off of the truss rod cover, which is very important. And we have new Ernie Ball 9 gauge super slinkies on this guitar. Oh, ooh, boy, I got lucky. I didn't lose that screw. Copyright that, what you do, Justin, so that all of the UAD users out there will have to pay you to use the technology that you come up with. That's what I think should be done. Because anybody with a 179 Scarlett 2i2 and free Reaper can do what we're doing, but somebody that bought a very expensive Apollo at this point can't. So I'm not sure. Not that they can't, it's not easy. There's no easy button. Okay, I think, what do you think? I think we're almost done with this thing. I just got to play it a little bit, make sure it works. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, and Lars, dude, you might reach out to him, but he's also using the UAD stuff, which is a totally different animal. And the problem that we're having, I mean, we've spent a lot of time working with him to try and tell that UAD stuff to do what we know has to be done to get audio into and out of StreamYard properly. And that is the problem at this point that we're aware of. But you probably know more than I do. But if you haven't used the UAD stuff, it may not be much you could do for him. I'm not sure. I've tried and I've looked at it and stuff, and just Jampro and I got together with him the other night, and I just kind of sat back like a deer in the headlights because it didn't make any sense. And also the thing is with Macs, they're used the what am I looking at, the words they use are so different to say the same thing on about what they would call it in an 18i20 or whatever. Yeah, oh yeah, you can stream your DAW easily, and everybody around it, everybody that's streaming with you, if you're playing with others, has echo. That's the caveat. I think caveat's the right word for that. That's the problem. If he has echo cancellation on, he can play, and or actually, if he turns echo cancellation on, it sounds terrible. So, and also, he's trying to use Ecamm, which on the live stream that I'm doing, you only need one camera, so you don't need to change camera angles. I think there's a lot of stuff going on. I don't want to get share too much information. Yeah, well, you might have the info that he needs, because I don't know. I mean, I haven't had you on my Jamland jam yet. I should send you an invite to play with us on that, just to see. But keep in mind, he's using UAD, which is totally a different animal versus the 18i8. It is a totally different set of rules and technology. It's different completely. And here's what I know is that the Scarlett 4i4 right now is currently on sale at the thing is, he wants to be able to use all of the UAD amp sims and all of that stuff, which I think is what he's doing. But for 179 bucks, you can buy a Scarlett 4i4, plug that into his Mac, and do what we're doing using NDI. It would be an easy fix, and I know I'm 100% certain that it would work as long as he got the UAD stuff out of the way, because that's the one thing that is the common thread that we are running into, man. Bumping our heads against that. NDI, what's it called? Virtual input. Right? Yeah, Mitch and I have jammed before on there, but he was using a Windows machine. He's got all of that stuff. So, it's good that you're jamming with people too. Everybody will be doing it very, very, very soon. Yeah, it's just amazing that how much trouble we've had with that. But, you know, you got to keep in mind, if you look at the Universal Audio community, most of them, at least the people that I've seen in there, it's somewhat expensive, and it has zero latency, which any Windows machine that's even remotely modern, the latency is unrecognizable. I mean, I'm not anti anything. If you can record with it, by all means do it. But for the Jamland stuff, that has been it's been a pain. But there must be a way to do it. I haven't seen anybody using a UAD thing do what we're doing on the internet. But I don't know what everybody's using either. So there's that. I mean, I don't know what guys are using all the time. But I have helped. Keep my eyes and ears open. I'm here by myself right now. Yeah, I found a really great video on YouTube from a guy that was using NDI virtual input, and he was using a very similar audio interface to the Scarlett stuff like what you have, and he was using Logic. And he was easily able to get his audio from Logic into OBS, and the virtual input will act as an input in StreamYard. But there's other things that have to be done in order to do it right, to control so that the volumes work for everybody. And believe me, we have dialed that shit in so well right now. But to my knowledge, you've got to use, in the Scarlett world, you have to use something. You can't use a 2i2 to do the have the control. That we're able to achieve. We can turn the mix from StreamYard up and down, or turn our mix from, we're using Reaper, of course, up or down, so that we have our own headphone mix, and that allows, and then we also have our own mix that's being sent to StreamYard, that the director or somebody listening can say, hey, we need a little more guitar. You turn up your guitar in StreamYard and it doesn't mess up your headphone mix. And I know it's like you have a way it works is ultimately you have a front of house mix, and you have a monitor mix, just like you would at a professional show. Or if you were recording drums and the bass line was already tracked, you can set that bass line to whatever volume you want with the system that we've come up with. And there's also a lander, which would work. Other guys use it. Although, yeah, I think lander would work with the 18i8. All you need is something that you can get your audio from your DAW to StreamYard that doesn't cross paths with the audio coming to your headphones, or audio coming from other people to StreamYard. That's the problem that we're having. And with the UAD stuff, we've had nothing but echo problems. Been echo. And I know Max can do it. You're doing it. I know it's possible, and there's probably 18 ways to skin that cat. Oh, I gotta answer a phone call. Let's see. Who loves me? Oh. Gretsch Stereo and Music, this is Marshall. Hello, I'm wonderful. What's going on? Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. Okay. Okay. Chris Dunlop, is that correct? Oh, okay. Forgive me. Right. Dunlop makes some good stuff, right? Okay, and this is at the Union Middle School, right? Oh, elementary. Okay. Okay. Union School. Okay. And sound system. And in the gymnasium. Okay. Okay, yeah, and I won't even ask any questions at this point. We'll just come out and see what you have and what we can figure on doing to get you the best sound we can get. Now, here I have a question for you. Are you involved at all with the high school football team? Okay, do you go to football games out there at the field? Okay, how is the sound system out there working? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Because I put those speakers up in the grandstands out there. Gosh, dude, Chris, it's been 10 years ago, close to. Yeah, it may have been. Okay. Yeah, they did. The old ones just didn't. They didn't make it. And the weather out there around here is so brutal that. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, the ones I put in there, they're supposed to be, they're a PV product, and they are supposed. Okay. Well, okay. If pulling them down in the winter months would probably not be a bad idea, but then somebody's got to do that. So, anyhow, yeah. Okay, I just had to ask. Cool. Well, let me get our guys on this, and we'll see how quickly we can get out there. And give me a number that I can reach you at. Okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. 6439. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. 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 Yeah, I understand, and we'll do our best to get out there as quickly as we can. Okay. So, Chris, give me a little bit of time. I'll check with our guy right now, and we'll see if we can't get him out there ASAP. It may end up being me, but I'm so busy fixing guitars and stuff, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I might be biting off more than I could chew at that point. Right on. Okay, Chris. Dude, thanks for calling. We'll talk to you soon. All right, you're welcome. Bye. All right. All right. I think this thing's about done. Yeah. Oh, excellent. Lars, thank you for doing that. I would love to have him on there. I'd love to have you come jam with us if you're ever open for doing that. We just improvise, play the guitar solos, or keyboard solos, or trumpet solos, or any instrument that wants to involve themselves in improv. Nothing is rehearsed except for the blues scale, right? So let's see. Oh my goodness, the phone's gonna ring off the hook now. Of course, it hasn't rang all day until I do my live stream. You know, that's the truth. LeGrand Stereo, this is Marshall. I'm sorry? He's not here right now. Thank you. Call us back some other time. Bye. Okay. All right, let's see how this thing feels. I'd say this thing is pretty much ready to go. Let's try. We found a problem here. That was weird. This thing feels great. Alright, I think we're going to send this baby home. Here we go. That was weird that the volume just died when I switched the pickup selector. I don't know why that did that. All the volumes were dimed. That's just strange. I don't know. Oh! Forgot one other thing. Here we go. Gotta do this. Got to do this. I didn't clean the back of it, and you can see I left some goo on there, so we'll fix that. But let's take the condom off of the control pickup switch. And I want to look in here also because the way that responded when I lost sound there for just a brief moment. Want to make sure nothing's shorting out in this area of the guitar. It's kind of strange. That all looks great. Maybe it was just a disturbance in the force. What do you think? Is that possible? Alright, we're about ready to send this one home. I think I got to put the strap back on it. And he was really hoping to get his guitar back today, so I'll call him and tell him he can come get it. I don't like sending him home the day I'm done with working on him, but I'm willing to break that policy once in a great while. But if I do that, I can't really guarantee my work, which is unfortunate because stuff changes overnight. It's amazing how often that happens. There we go. Yeah, she's all pretty. I like it. Let's see what's going on down here. There's some guck on the guitar down here. We'll clean that off. Well, thanks for hanging with me today. Lars, thanks for your input on that universal audio problem that we're having with Tim and his Macintosh. Apps, you need an app. I'm using a third-party app. I'm using one third-party app to do it. It's not like a Windows machine or an Apple product would build something that would just do what you want it to do, right? You got to download some app that somebody else made. Come on. Peace, y'all. Have a great day.